What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Maverick Postgame. We've got another full show for you today as the football team has a heartbreaking loss.
And women's soccer is a dominating victory that contributes to the record-breaking win streak.
Plus, men's soccer also has an incredible win.
And volleyball closes out the weekend tournament with an amazing triumph.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I'm Isaac Klein.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again I'm Isaac Klein.
And I'm Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. The Colorado Mesa football team lost its victory within the last second of the game remaining after Black Hills State kicker kicked a 50-yard field goal. After Gavin Herberg directed a 6-play, 61-yard drive in 1 minute and 33 seconds in a wild final 4 minutes to set up Henry Cattleman's 36-yard field goal. The Mavericks were only 38 seconds away from their third straight victory, leading 23-22 instead. Ben Sargent's kickoff went out of bounds, giving the Yellow Jackets the ball at the 35 and out of timeouts. They went to their short passing game, moving the ball to the CMU 33 with 6.1 seconds left. Leslie Richardson directed a touchdown drive earlier in the fourth quarter, hitting Trevin Edwards in the back of the end zone from 30 yards out. Edwards wrestled the ball away from his defender as the two went up together for the ball. Up 20-19, the Mavericks opted to go for the 2-point conversion, but Richardson couldn't get away from the rush and was sacked. An 84-yard touchdown pass from Herberg to Keenan Brown opened the scoring on the Mavs' second drive of the game. Down 10-7 in the second quarter, Ryan Hollingsworth made a terrific catch on 4th and 3 and turned it into a 43-yard gain to the Black Hills 1. It was the sophomore's first career catch. The ball was thrown slightly behind Hollingsworth, who was crossing over the middle and glanced off his hands. He snatched the ball out of the air and nearly scored, trying to reach out and hit the pylon, but was ruled out of bounds. That ruling came back to haunt the Mavericks, who were turned away 4 times. Herberg scrambled for 24 yards and hit Edwards and Noah Soria on short gainers, then rewarded Hollingsworth for his big catch on the previous drive by finding him in the end zone from 9 yards out, putting CMU up 14-10 with 7 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the second quarter. Clarkson directed an 8-play, 70-yard touchdown drive in the final 4 minutes and 11 seconds of the half. Mesa had the ball for less than 2 minutes the entire third quarter. The Yellow Jackets scored only 3 points on drives of 4 minutes and 46 seconds and 8 minutes and 55 seconds, respectively, keeping CMU's offense off the field. Mesa's lone possession of the quarter was only 3 plays, totaling 4 yards in 1 minute and 19 seconds. As a team, the Mavericks, despite slightly outgaining Black Hills 419 yards to 398, fell 2-2 and 1-1 in the RMAC play, with Herberg completing 13 of 21 passes for 249 yards and a pair of touchdowns. The Mavs gained 347 of those yards through the air. The running game has yet to take hold consistently, with 72 yards on 22 attempts.
The Colorado Mesa women's soccer played their first game as the top 5 against New Mexico Highlands. Carly Dare scored her first goal in 34 career appearances for CMU to open their scoring, and the Mavericks never looked back, defeating New Mexico Highlands 5-0 to open up the RMAC season. The win improved CMU to 6-0, passing the 1997 team for the most consecutive season-opening wins in the program history. The Mavs made a breakthrough in the 18th minute. Dare, playing her usual left-back spot, dribbled upfield and lofted a ball towards Savaline Randall in the center of the pitch. Dare continued to run, and when Randall passed laterally to Haley Klasner, last season assist leader, hit first-time ball over the top 4 for Dare to run onto, take a touch, and left-footed shot past the NMHU keeper Randall was also a playmaker on Colorado Mesa's second goal in the 33rd minute, finding herself out on the right wing. Randall sent a through ball on the ground past the Cowgirls' back line middle. Michaela Ecker outmuscled a pair of Highlands defenders and knocked the ball onto the bottom right corner with her first touch for Ecker's 33rd goal of the season. The Mavericks struck just before halftime when Carolyn Naftanol centered a pass to junior Odessa Korea for Korea's third goal this season in the second half. Haley Klasner scored a free kick and Evelyn Hammer scored a penalty kick to round out the scoring. As a team, the Mavericks outshot Highlands 22-1 with 20 of those shots going to target. The Mavericks held the Cowgirls without a single shot attempt in the first half, well as only having half the number on the Cowgirls' half.
The Colorado Mesa men's soccer faced a Colorado Christian defense that had allowed only 2 goals in 6 matches all season. Colorado Mesa men's soccer scored twice in the second half to grab a 2-0 win over the Cougars. Manuel Ponce Casas scored on a diving header to reach 10 points in 2023, and Fernando Morales buried a penalty kick to give the Mavs an insurance goal. Diego Chavez was only called upon to make 2 saves, but both were far from routine, and Chavez got a well-earned second clean sheet of the season. In this matchup of 2 of the top 3 defenses in the RMAC in terms of goals allowed entering the match. The first half was a tightly contested stalemate that featured only 1 shot on goal for each team. The Colorado Mesa breakthrough came in at the 61st minute when Moses Martinez beat a defender with an excellent first touch to create some space for himself, streaking down the left wing. Martinez lifted a cross into the box where Ponce Casas was waiting, where he contacted the cross ball to power the header towards the net, where it managed to slip through the Cougars goalie's fingers. In the 70th minute, Silva was clattered into from behind in the box, granting CMU a penalty. Morales stepped to the spot and for the 4th time in as many attempts in his college career, buried it for a goal to give the Mavericks a 2-0 lead and the ability to dribble and pass out the clock after that. As a team, the Mavericks outshot CCU 15-5 overall and 4-2 in attempts on target. The Cougars also managed to double the number of penalties the Mavs had with their 25-5. Since a home loss to Northwest Nazarene dropped CMU to 1-2, the Mavericks are on a 5-match unbeaten run heading into conference play.
Sydney Leffler put down a match-high 17 kills, while Emma Shaddix and Savannah Spitzer each recorded 11 to lead the Colorado Mesa University volleyball team in a bounce-back 25-14, 25-17, 19-25, and 25-17. Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference win over the visiting Colorado School of Mines on Saturday afternoon. The nation's 11th ranked Mavs also recorded a season high 9 service aces and tallied right blocks to improve to 12-1 overall and to 4-1 in RMAC plays in just 22 hours. After falling in 4 sets to number 8 MSU Denver on Friday evening, Leffler stole the show as the RMAC kills leader put down 7 in the final set alone, helping the Mavs jump out to an 11-2 lead before the Ore Diggers clawed back within 17-12 on 3 successive service aces from Renta, Bellado, Corona. Their only ones of the match. Vandalist then stopped the run with a dump kill before Riley Doherty recorded back-to-back aces to push the Mavericks across the finish line after a 3rd set wobble. The Mavs never trailed in the opening set and scored the first 4 points before Vandalists served on another 4-0 run to extend the Mavs' cushion to 16-9. The Ore Diggers would get no closer than 5 for the rest of that set as the Mavericks scored the final point of the frame. The second set was in tighter, but the beginning had a similar start, or similar feel in the second half of it, as the Mavs used kills from Shaddix and Spitzer to start a 4-0 run, which led to a 13-9 lead. The Ore Diggers then came from 12-11 down to take a 21-15 lead in the third set, which saw them record 16 kills with the Mavs committed half of their total hitting errors. However, CMU cleaned things up in the fourth, recording 16 kills of their own to put up the match away while improving to the 5-1 at home to this season. As a team, the Mavericks hit well over 300 in each of the other 3 sets and finished the match with an advantage of total kills. They also had an 8-5 blocking advantage and slight 48-47 edge in total digs.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Miranda Kotlowski. Miranda led the Colorado Mesa women's golf team up 1 spot to 3rd place in Monday's tournament after her second round of 75. Miranda, who played the back 9 first, was 9 over par at the turn, with 3 bogeys and 1 birdie on the par 3 13th hole, her 4th hole of the round. She started her second round with a bogey on the 520-yard par 5 first hole. Miranda parred the rest of the way into the finish at a 3 over 75, moving up 4 spots from Sunday's round and into a tie for 9th place with a 2-round score of 155. Congratulations, Miranda, for your outstanding performance. You are our Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it is time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on the swim and dive teams. Both the men's and women's teams were picked nearly unanimously to win their 6th consecutive RMAC title this winter. With what we have seen in the past, I am not surprised, and I hope that we will get to see that 6th title in a row.
I hope so too. My closing thoughts are on the men's rugby team. This past weekend, they also had an incredible win over Colorado School of Mines with 46-29 victory. It's awesome to see how all of our teams, including club teams, are performing pretty well and bringing home some great wins.
That is awesome. Maybe we'll see some more success from them. Now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I've been Isaac Klein.
Be sure to go check out our channel 62.2 for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a most amazing day.